Hey guys, Fred here, VE3FAL from Ontario Northwest, the Bushcrafter and Outdoors. And today I want to show you some of my knives that I have. I'm not a huge knife collector, by no means, but I was tagged in a video on YouTube by my friend Mark, Adventure Time Outdoors, to do a video on my 3 Sentimental knives. So that's what I'm going to do here today, is I'm just going to go through with you what I have here. I have a bunch more somewhere too. I have knives put in bags, I've got knives put in boxes, but these are the ones that I use. These are the ones that I have on hand. So I'm just going to go through these. I can't say that I necessarily have a sentimental knife. I have knives that serve certain purposes. There probably is some sentimental value in maybe 1 or 2 of these, 3, I don't know. But when it comes to usefulness and getting the job done, I do have definitely some favorites here along the way. The one knife that I don't have out here today is one actually that my grandkids got me. I believe it's in the van. I keep that one in the van. It's a kind of a multi-tool. It says Grandpa on it. That one is sentimental, of course, because it was given to me by my grandkids. It has the knife, small hammer on it, different things like that. So that's why I keep it in the vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through some of the knives here that I've got today. I have a Cutco filleting knife. This filleting knife is adjustable from 7 inch all the way up to 8 inches, from a 6-inch knife for filleting. It has a sharpener on it. So this is one of my filleting knives that I use out fishing, of course. I then have a Rapala here. I have like 3 of these. I have this one that I take with me on all of my canoe trips when I go. I have 2 more identical to what Mark had in his video in the leather cases. So I do have those as well in my main toolbox. Moras. I have 3 Moras here. This knife is my main hunting knife. This Mora knife goes with me when I go bird hunting. I take this one with me all the time into the bush. This is my main Mora, as I say, that goes with me when I go bird hunting. I really like this knife. This is one of my favorite knives, and this would be classed as one of my sentimental knives. Here I have another Mora, and this is also a beautiful knife. Again, stainless steel, just like the first one. This one was given to me by a friend. This one hasn't got, you know, the finger hold on it for when I'm, you know, cleaning partridge or whatever. But this as well is a nice knife. This knife here holds some value. My grandfather came over from Finland. He was a carpenter and he was a blacksmith. This is an Eric Frost Mora from Sweden. As you can tell by, you know, looking at it, it has been sharpened, it has been shaved, everything on it. This was used by my grandfather as well as my stepfather. Lots and lots and lots. The sheath my buddy Gary made for it, because I didn't have a sheath for it, because this was always in the toolbox. So again, this is another one of my Moras. We move on. We'll go to some of the smaller knives, the pocket knives, just some of the knives in my everyday carry. This is just a stainless, made in China folding knife. This guy here as well. This is just another, you know, this is a made in Pakistan, stainless 1305 folding knife. This one actually stays in my radio room on my workbench. I use this one for taking insulation off wires and whatnot. 2 Victorinox knives. I have a bunch more of these. My stepfather worked for Great Lakes, which is now Resolute, Abitibi, and part of the Great Lakes Athletic Association. At the picnics, these were handed out every year. These were handed out as some incentives for safety. I have tons of these put away, some still in their plastic, never taken out, but these are good, handy little Victorinox knives. And then I've got this other little folding knife here. This guy here has 3 different blades in it. This knife here was handed to me as well. I can't remember who gave this knife to me, but this one was given to me by a friend of mine. Same thing, he knew that I had pocket knives, and he had given me this knife, so there's another one. This little guy here, I'm sure you guys have seen. This is one of those little made in China folding knives. This just goes again in my pack. I just leave this in my pack in my actually everyday carry. This also stays in there because it's extremely light, it's foldable, doesn't take up any weight, any room. I keep this in my everyday carry on all of our hiking and our camping trips, and I take this with me and I use that one. Next, I've got this knife here. This, as you guys could tell by the introduction, I love eagles. I collect eagles. They're a majestic, wonderful bird. And this knife was given to me as well because the eagle on the case, the eagle painting that has now kind of wore off here on the handles. But this was given to me. This I just collect. I don't use it. So, another little knife there. This here is just another all-purpose tool. This is a Gerber. This has the saw and the knife, extremely sharp, this one. So I do take this one with me too on occasion, out into the woods with me. But this is the Gerber with the small saw, and again, Gary, my buddy, he made the pocket and the sheath for it. What else do I have here? I have my 2 Leatherman. I do have, this is the Leatherman Wave, and I have the Leatherman Surge. Both of these, when I worked for Abitibi or Bullwater, these were given out as well for safety awards to us when we were at Bullwater. Extremely useful, good knives. Again, guaranteed. You break them, they'll replace the parts. Here I have a Gonzo. This is the Gonzo 270 or 720, the G720 knife. I haven't really used this one yet, but I had picked up one of those a while back as well. And then I've got here just another knife. Again, this one was given to me by my kids, just as a gift. They seen it, they liked it, they thought I would like it. It's extremely light. It's actually fairly well built. It wouldn't handle anything really hard or any tough work, but it's got a couple different blades on it, a gut hook as well, and a few other little things here for cutting rope, and then of course the saw on here too. And as we wind down here, I have these knives here. 2 of these I use extensively. This one I picked up, and again, this sheath my friend Gary made for me for it. This is the Carrillo knife. Extremely heavy knife. I have to do something different with the handle if I want to use it. The paracord's a nice idea, and the rubber could be used as a slingshot as well, I guess, if you really wanted to. This is an alright knife. Again, it's extremely sharp. It's a little heavy, just even the shape and the hold it isn't exactly, doesn't make it one of my favorite knives to take with me. But the 2 that I do carry quite often and most of the time into the bush, believe it or not, is my Gerber. This Gerber has been through hell and high water for me. It has batoned wood. It has lit more fires with the ferro rod, my Coghlan ferro rod. I have lit more fires with this knife. It's been a good knife for me. I would buy another one again of these if I had to. As I say, it has worked extremely well for me, and I like it. So this would probably fall into, one of my sentimental / well-used knives. And last but not least, this is my K-bar BK2. As you can see, it gets used all the time. I take this out with me on every trip. Gary made the dangler for it for me. I have to clean it up. I just had it outside again, so I do have to clean it up. Just take some of this stuff off of here. That's from batoning some wood and whatnot. This knife I take with me all the time on all of my trips out to the tent, out to the bush. I really like this knife. It's heavy, you know, for out at the camp, for batoning wood, for doing the things that I need to do, and I really like this knife. So that's a bit of a wrap on the knives that I have and the knives that I use. I have one more in the house that is very sentimental to me. However, it's not a knife that you would use. It's not a knife that, it's more of a keepsake and more of a monumental piece. And what I will do is, after I'm done, I'll take a picture of it and I'll post that picture in with the video here, either at the end, probably most likely. And we'll go from there, and you guys can let me know what you think. So just again, another quick look here at the rest of the knives on the table in the sun here, plus 4 degrees outside. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank Mark for tagging me in this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. This is Fred, VE3FAL from Ontario Northwest, Bushcrafter and Outdoors, saying see you guys. Hey guys, figured I better do this properly. I did forget a couple knives that I never go home without. When I fly up north, travel up north, I always make sure I take one of these with me. These are my neckers, alright? These are my neckers. This is my little buck USA knife. This is the S30V 860. This knife I actually lost once up at my tent, and it was sitting right in front of the stove. The leather that I had on it, tied on it, that goes through the hole here, the mice had actually ate the leather strap off it, so I do have to put something else in here to hold the knife in on my sheath that also has my ferro rod. This is my other necker, and once again, these sheaths were made by my buddy Gary, and he so nicely, some of the leather he had an eagle on it. He put the eagle on the sheath for the one necker. This here is my other necker. This is my K-bar BK23 knife here that I also now take with me and travel with. That stays on my neck when I'm out in the canoe. Anytime I'm out in the bush, this always goes with me. When I fly, this also goes with me. And as well, it also has the ferro rod. As I was telling you guys, there is one knife that is very sentimental to me, and that is this knife here that we see. It stays on the shelf. My kids bought this for me. They know that I love eagles. Again, eagles to me are just the most majestic, wonderful, amazing, strong bird. And this knife has not been sharpened. It probably won't ever be sharpened. It is just a keepsake. There's eagles in the handle, you know, eagles on the knife itself, the eagle in here. So again, you know, this knife for me is an extremely sentimental knife. This is a keepsake knife that I keep on the shelf, and as you've seen in the introduction, some of the other paintings and stuff, the one painting, or not the one painting, the one wood burning, that was made locally by a local artist on the Fort William First Nation. He made that, and that was given to me by my son as a gift as well. So as I say, eagles for me are they're just a wonderful, wonderful bird. Very powerful, very majestic, and very strong. So this will wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, share, hit the bell for updates to any of my videos. And once again, thanks to Mark at Adventure Time Outdoors for the tag. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching. So this is Fred, VE3FAL from Ontario Northwest Bushcrafter and Outdoors in sunny Thunder Bay, plus 4 degrees. See you guys.